Good morning, students. Today, I would like to show you the animal diversity one. This includes the phylum Porifera to Echinodermata. We call them as invertebrates. You can have a better look of all these animals. So please subscribe my channel to have a more updates. So we'll start with the sponges. You can have a very nice look of these sponges. So they're attached to the substrate and they're made by the two layers. The outer layer is called as pinacoderm and the inner layer is called as the choanoderm. You can also see the cells over there. These are called as the pinacocytes. And the inner collar cells you can see with the flagella. These are called the choanocytes, which makes the choanoderm. And there are pores between these cells and they made by the porocytes. The water enters through the porocytes and enters into the body, and this hollow space we call it as the spongiocele, and water enters through porocytes, we call it as ostia, enters to the spongiocele and comes out with an exit, that is ossiculum. The sponges can grow up to the kilometers. We have around 1920 kilometers long corals can be seen in Australia, and this is a sample of the corals, that the exoskeleton of the sponges. Here you can also see the honeycomb coral. You can also see the mushroom coral here. Okay, you can also see the star coral. There is wide varieties of the corals are available. Now corals we are using for ornamental purpose too, even medicinal purpose too now. So we have very nice corals in our islands of Lakshadweep. So we call them as atoll leaf. Then moving on to the next phylum, that is coelenterate. So you can have a look of the jellyfish. We call them as Aurelia. You can see the oral arms there. Though they have a cavity, we call them as gastrovascular cavity. And this is the internal anatomy of the starfish. We can also look by naked eye. We can also see these gonads. Okay, there are four gonads are possible. They are like umbrella shape. You can see these are the oral arms. Okay, so the coelentrates, no, they have very defense mechanism. They have the nidocytes on their tentacles and the epidermis. So you can see the structure, the stinging anchor, and this is called the nidocyl. And in normal position, they embedded in the cell, but whenever they want to use, so they will go and stick to the adhere place to adhere or the enemies. Okay, and you can also have a look on the sea anemone. This is the sea anemone. So you can also see the internal in cross section of the sea anemone. Okay, so the next we'll move on to the. So I don't have the pics of the Ctenophora and Platyhelminthes and Nematihelminthes. So I'll take you. These are the earthworms. They belongs to Annelida. Okay. So you can also have a look on this earthworms, and so you can clearly see this pic. So this is earthworms in the land. Okay, so they makes the burrows, so they can hallow the soil, and they are very good friends of the farmers. Okay, now we'll move on to the insects. Direct arthropods I have. So arthropods, you can also see the beetle. So this is an anatomy of the beetle. You can see the walking legs. You can also see the wings of there. This is a posterior wing and this is an anterior wing, and you can also see the damsel fly. Okay, and this is the bee. You can also see the three pairs of the walking legs and head and thorax and abdomen region, and it is covered by the wings. Okay, and you can also observe the butterfly, and this is the larval stage. We call it as caterpillar larval stage. Okay, you can also observe the internal anatomy of the butterfly. Okay, this is the digestive system of the butterfly, and we know there's a crop. Okay, this is the very large crop and the cloaca. And so we know that arthropods are divided into 7 classes. This is one of the important class, arachnoids, which includes the spiders and the scorpions. You can see the spiders, different types of the spiders you can observe here. There are a wide range of these spiders, various sizes and different colors. And you can observe this scorpion. It has the posterior sting, the very poisonous sting, and the first walking legs. No, they are having this chelicerae. We call it as pedipalp also. These are arachnids, and these are the crustaceans. No, the crustaceans are the prawns and the crabs. They have very strong chitinous exoskeleton that we call it as the carapace. Okay, so very hard substance, the carapace crab, and this is the parts of the shrimp. You can see the different parts of the shrimp, and you can also observe the crayfish anatomy. Okay, now we'll have even more pictures. Now you can see the many. So these are the, you can see the beetles, and this is the dung beetle, and dung beetle can make a balls, no, the dung balls, very perfectly round dung balls they can make. And see, this is a pest control. This happens naturally. So aphids, no, they sucks the fluids of the plants. So these ladybirds, they eat away all these aphids. No, this is a natural mechanism, natural way of the pest control we do have. But we spray certain pesticides to control these herbicides, so we are not getting these ladybirds in the fields. We are killing both the aphids and ladybirds in the form of chemical fertilizers. So you can see the very nice metamorphism of the butterflies. You can see all the stages here. The stage 1 is eggs, and then the larva stage, pupa stage, and the ladybird and the adults. So you can see all these stages here. So the changing into all these forms, we call it as metamorphosis. So you can see how these butterflies are taking care of their eggs. The parental care can be seen from the arthropods itself. Now these are the locusts, very beautiful locusts. We will find everywhere in the summer or in the winter season also we find. So these are the diving beetle. Okay, you can see all these flying beetles. These are the locusts. Now this is the caterpillar. You can see very nice look of the caterpillars. Caterpillars have many colors, depends on the butterfly varieties. And the grasshopper, you can also observe the grasshopper. Now this is the defense mechanism of the insects. No, they can have the camouflage. They can blend with the surroundings. No, if they are falling on the leaves, no, they can transform into the leaf shape, and they have many colors they can show to prevent from the enemies. They can also release certain very bad taste fluids and bad smelling fluids also. So these are the pests. You can see the head lice. Head lice, generally in our hair we'll find this lice, and this is the close lookup of these. No, they will stick with our hair, so we are not able to pull it out. So these are the head lice. And this is the image of mosquitoes. So you can see the hungry locusts, how they will come in the evening times mostly. And you can see the beautiful colorful butterflies and moths. So different colors, purple color, you can have the red color, all these wide varieties of the butterflies. Okay, the butterflies. Now the beetles and bugs. You can see the beetles and bugs over here. These are called the beetles and the bugs. And now the bees, these are the honey bees. This is the bee hive. So there are three types of bees: the queen bee, drone bee, and worker bee. They have separate works in to make this bee hives. Okay. The worker bees are the one who makes this honey. Okay. And now the ants and termites, you can see the ants. Okay, the termites, the woody termites, they always looks like this, and these are the ants. So ants can make all these things. Then flies, you can see the house fly. Okay, you can see the close look of the blue bottle house fly. Then these are the millipodes. These are the millipode. Sorry, this is the centipede and this is the millipode. Okay, these are the spider, arachnoid. And you can see the spider and the web. This is spider and web. And this is the internal anatomy of the scorpion. When we remove this carapace, it looks like this. Yeah, so this is all about this thing. And you can also see the crabs. Yeah, crabs. Okay, now we will move on to the next phylum, that is molluscans. So you can have a look of the molluscans. The very beautiful picture of the octopus. You can see the snail, and this is the snail. You can also have a anatomy of the snail. You can see this muscular pedal, and this is the shell over. So because of the torsions, it became as the circular one. Torsions, they belongs to the gastropods. You can also see the bihalves with two shells around them. Bihalves, these are the bihalves, these are the octopus, this is the snail. A few more pictures to show this. Yeah, you can also see the snail, the removal of the snail. Okay, the removal of the shell. Okay, then moving on to the echinoderms, you can see the very beautiful starfish. This is starfish. You can find out this madrepore, and this is a disc. These are the arms. There are 5 arms for the starfish. So you can also observe the internal anatomy of the starfish. You can see this part is a madreporite, and this is a ring canal. You find this ring, and there is a radial canal in each arm, and from the radial there is an ampulla. Okay, so water enters through madreporite, it circulates through the ring canal, then it goes to the radial canal, then ampulla. And you can see the wide varieties of starfishes. This is the brittle stars, and these are the common starfishes. And you can see the sea urchins, the Cucumeria. They belongs to Cucumeria. This is a sea urchin, and this is the the pencil slate stars. Okay, you can also see the sea urchin external, and this is an external features of starfish, lower side. Okay, you can also see the sea urchin internal anatomy. Okay, thank you. Please subscribe my channel and have a look of the next video on the chordates.